What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners. Shout out to Point of View crew. Shout out to the homeboy Larry. What's up, brother? Touchdown on that. Got the envelope. I got the art, the little splinter wood thing. I'm going to put on the art wall, the sticker, and all that. And let me say that a lot of people have a lot of love for me. Larry's one of them. And likewise, brother, none but the utmost. So today, it's my favorite kind of video to do. Viewer's choice. Put that community tab out there. Say what's up with the questions, comments, and concerns. And you guys came through. Like you always do. Came through. Like you always do. Good looking out. So, fact 11. Questions, comments, and concerns. And let me just give like a verbal real quick. Let me give a verbal. Because I noticed someone asked for clarification. I saw a comment. And this is someone who's a friend of the channel. He's always around. So I'll go ahead and honor his comment. I'll say, hey, homeboy asked for clarification on my Cocoa County video. He said, so you mean to tell me a guy from another county, talking about Rabbit from Cocoa County, had the keys to your building in New County Jail? Kind of difficult. I mean, how do I answer that? When he showed up, when Rabbit showed up, I'd say no one had the keys. No one was really fit there to have the keys. I knew how to do time. I'd done a lot of time, county jail time, been in prison once, but I don't really know anything about running a building. And quiet as kept, a building would run itself. Those things run themselves. So he showed up, and he's like, hey, I think it'd be a good idea if we were working out after breakfast, since no one was. Yeah, we agree. In fact, I think it'd be a good idea if no one slept after breakfast and worked out instead, or just worked out after dinner. We need to be working out, staying up after breakfast, implemented a couple other things, as people of his caliber do, and we went along with it, because they were great ideas. I wouldn't say he was running it. I'd just say he suggested some things, and hey, we were on board. He was doing just fine, as I said in the video, until he shot kites next door to the woods, who were not able to put eyes on him, and say, hey, here I am, Rabbit from Cocoa, large and in charge, running the damn thing. Who are you? Yeah, more nerve than a broken tooth to do that, honestly. And then you're like, no, who are you? So they say, hey, Rabbit ain't running nothing. Keith is. Keith wasn't capable, whatever. Uncapable, but Keith. Keith is running it. And in fact, you guys get Rabbit. Which we didn't, because I wasn't mad at Rabbit. That's what happened there. So, did he have the keys? No. He came in and implemented some good things, and he did show some leadership. Woods from Bakersfield shut that down. Hey, I didn't give a fizz up, and boy, I thought he was doing a great job. Be that as it may. Larry, what's up, brother? I'm going to use Larry. Same one who showed me some love. He also came through with a comment, question, and concern. Let's answer his first. He said, Larry said, if a snitch takes out a chomo, is that a cleanup? Are they active? Are they good? He's saying if someone who told on somebody then comes along later and takes care of someone with bad paperwork, some creep who did some weird shit, is that a cleanup? Is he active? No. Nope, you cannot clean up telling. You can't. Once you told, you're forever bad. You can never come back. People have tried, though, and they'll let you think you can. There's a skinhead at Centinela who told. He went to the hole. He was shooting kites out. Hey, can I stay active? I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't mean to say it like that. It didn't. My bad. Is there any way I can clean it up? I want to be active. I don't, my bad. It was a mistake on my part. Yeah, sure, no problem. Gave him some work to do. Clean it up by doing this, this, and this. And then they kicked him back to the yard. And they got him ASAP. Because you cannot clean up telling. Furious. Times you ripped off family and friends to get a fix. Now, this is kind of funny. Because first when I saw this comment from Furious, I was like, dude, I have never. He's like, come on, bro, I've been an addict. And I was like, actually I have. I mean, I've been keeping it real up to this point. Might as well continue to do so. Yeah, brother, I have. And I'm not proud of it. But I remember one time, just once and only once. One time, I went to my mom and stepdad's house, where my brother and sister were staying at. They had a nice house. I got out of prison. I felt like they were feeding me the long spoon. They kind of weren't showing me no love. I was absconding. I wasn't allowed to stay there. It's a nice house, had an extra room. And I showed up, and everyone kind of had me on the shine. Like, what did they treat me like that for? So as I left, I saw a welder. My stepdad was a welder in the garage. A little mini welder thing that you could hook up to a big welding machine, like perhaps like a little MIG thing or something. So I took it. I had my cousin's old lady the next day give me a ride to Oildale to just like go to some backwoods little welding shop. Some homeboys set up some welding shop. I'm not going to use the word not legit. It was legit. But I'm saying you're not going to find it like in the phone book. It was just like in an alley. Some homeboys with his welding shop, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I went there. Because they're not going to question me. Of course I'll buy this shit. And then where'd it come from? I couldn't take it to a pawn shop. I couldn't take it to like a legit place and sell it. Because it's stolen. Where'd you get it from? These people didn't care. Bring it on in. I was like, hey, I want to sell this. They said, pay you half today and half tomorrow. I said, all right. So give me half the money. But then my cousin's wife got guilty, felt guilty, and went back and told them, hey, no, went and told my stepdad that Kris took that welder thing and here's where he sold it. So my stepdad and my brother go to that shop and get the welding machine back. And then I show up the next day to get paid. And I show up, and dude, all the dudes in that shop just surround me. Like, what's up, dude? You brought us some stolen shit. Your stepdad already came back and got it back. They're going to tax my ass. They're going to jump me, dude. They're going to stomp me out, bro. Homie, I was like, done with. But I had the presence of mind. The only way how I got out of this one was I was like, dang. I faked some disappointment. I was like, you mean my stepdad came and got my welding machine? Damn. I was like, he ripped me off my whole inheritance already. I don't know how this can happen. He came and told you that was his. That was mine. My dad left that to me and you gave it to my, oh man. And then they were confused. Like, whoa. I was like, yeah, you guys got worked. You guys got hoodwinked. That was mine. Some people came, told you it was theirs, and you gave it to them. Damn. I was like, you guys fucked up, man. Shit. And I was able to leave like that. Bro, they had me. Quick thinking on my part. But I was mad. Of course I was. My cousin's wife, but she's got guilty conscience, the right thing, and everyone's mad at me, and that's what happened there. Isolated incident. Kenneth Powers. How do you deal with a cellie that's a hard timer? Bro, it depends on why he's hard timing. If he's hard timing over a female, shame him. If you have respect for him, a little bit anyway, say, hey, brother, you still tripping on that broad? Don't be all upset over that broad, brother. Smile now, cry later. If you don't have respect for him, you say, dude, you still tripping on that bitch? Don't sit up in the cell tripping on some chick, homeboy, because moods and all that shit, energy is contagious, and you're going to get me bummed out. That's what smile now, cry later. For real, though. I know this tattoo is supposed to say smile now, cry later. It's more like get on welfare now or get on welfare later. But, bro, if he's hard timing over a chick, shame him. If he's hard timing over a case, like he's looking at a case, going to get 20 years, support him. Those dudes, they're fighting those cases, man, 15 years, 20 years, even 10, 12. They're going to court. They got these felonies. They come back in court bummed out. It's got to be, it's all right, dog. Time goes by fast. You got action. And you got a pill. You're going to win it in motions. You just support them. Because that's got to be tough. They're trying to take your life away from you, man. Basically. And if he's hard timing over a couple of days, like, oh, man, I got a week to the house. Damn, it's never going to go fast enough. I can't wait to get out. Then beat that ass. I have seen dudes walking around pre-trial, bummed out, staring at the ground and kicking rocks, all snarf, because they got a week left. And this dude over here is fighting. They're trying to give him 20 years. They're trying to break him off life, 3 strikes. And I see dudes get straight knocked out. They get the frown wiped right off their face, bro. Because, that ain't cool when someone's looking at some real time. And it's that short timer blues, though. If you're doing a year, you might be cool the whole year. But you get down that last week and you're like, damn, I gotta get out of this place. I can't wait to get out. That's what's up with that. Buckwheat. Any stories with someone who could be called a legend in Bakersfield? Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard is a legend in Bakersfield all day long. I lived in his childhood home. I lived in it for several years because it actually belonged to my stepmother somehow because she's related to him somehow. And so I lived in it for several years. And in fact, my bedroom used to be like, it's a caboose. It's an old train caboose, an old train car. They built a bedroom on. It had a covered patio. That ended up being walled in. That was my bedroom. And it would tilt to one side. And it was in the alley of Elton and Simeon Oildale. They ended up yanking it up and putting it in a museum, Pioneer Village, and just building another house there. But bro, yes, I lived there. That's where I got my finger chopped off at. And if you go through a video that I posted a couple days ago, a video that Green Eyed Jim and I made, a bunch of our pictures. The first picture is a telephone pole that's in that alley by Merle Haggard's childhood home. And that's the telephone pole I cut my finger off on. But bro, I'd be tripping out. People would come from Tennessee. They'd come from all over the United States to pull up at that house on Elton Yosemite, Merle Haggard's childhood home, and be like taking pictures with it. The whole family would jump out and they'd be in front of the house. And I'd be in there looking out the window like, what? This is a paranoid. Oh, no, what are they? Oh, the cops. They're spies. What is this? So, I mean, yeah, homeboy, I hope that answers your question. Kicked in Merle Haggard's pad. So, Dino Dimaggio, the first real fight you ever seen. Bro, that happened at the exact same time in county jail. The first, like, real fights I seen. There's this dude. Am I biased to you when you pick a road dog? I don't know, man. Spend some time in it. Pay attention to who you're going to be hanging out with. Because I start kicking it with this dude. He called himself Leonardo DiCaprio. He called himself, you hear me now? Leonardo DiCaprio. He figured he looked like him. Leonardo, he'd say. And he did, and he's like, what? But he lived in my dorm. We'd work out together, and we'd go eat together. And all of a sudden, one day, he's like, dude, this dude's eyebrowing me. This dude keeps eyebrowing me. Every time I walk by, I can see him looking at me. I'm going to go up in his dorm, get with his program. I'm going to call him out. I'm like, who are you talking about? He's like, that dude over there. From across the yard. Every time I see him, he's like, give me the stink eye. You know how my back? I go, all right. So he's rolling there. He calls that dude out, and that dude smashes him. Smashes Leonardo. Which is funny in hindsight, because Leonardo ended up getting in a fight as well, and couldn't stand that fool. But at the time, I thought he was cool, I guess, and we were kicking it, and he got smashed. But it's funny, right after he got smashed, and he was wanting to leave out of that dude's dorm, because he showed up wanting to fight. Got beat up, of course he's wanting to leave. Tuck that tail and run! But these two black dudes start chucking him. Hardcore. And dude, these barracks, there's 22 of them on the farm, there's no cops in them. And if they do come, you can see them come from a mile away, bro. You can get one-on-one in there all day long. Or riots, if you kind of keep it down. Like riots, cops hear those. But one-on-one, the bathroom, dude, no one's going to ever break it up, man. The cops ain't going to hear that shit. These two black dudes were friends. This one black dude's girlfriend found out that he messed with her friend, was unfaithful to her when he was on the streets. So she came and called out one of his friends who's on the farm to visit him. Some dude's old lady came and visited his friend while they were both in jail together. And the dude went out to the visit, stayed up the whole time and visited the dude's old lady. And then he came back in his dorm and he's like getting undressed in the visit. And that black dude came in and just started swinging. They're bombing on him. Visit my old lady, fool! And they're chucking him. Leonardo like, let's go. He had a hematoma on his eyes. I was like all swollen up. Leonardo, from the fight he just got in, wanted to leave. He's embarrassed. I'm like, no, let's stay and watch this fight. So I wouldn't leave. I'm like, leave by yourself, bro. I'm watching this one. Fighting all over. So you kind of had to stay. In shame. No one's paying attention to you, bro. They moved on. They're now watching this. Be that's me. So yeah, first real fights I saw was Leonardo get smashed, and this one black dude get smashed for visiting his homeboys. Old lady. Green-eyed Gemini. Major difference between before you got off drugs and after. Major difference before drugs and after. I'd say the company I keep. The friends I hang out with. I was just thinking about that. Bro, I mean, I got some homeboys right now for sure. They're clean and sober. Sometimes I'm lonely. Sometimes I don't have someone to kick it with because maybe there's not as many clean and sober people to go around to keep you entertained as if I was in the mix. I'd have all kinds of people hanging out all the time, but at what price? In fact, the other day I was at Fast Trip over here and I seen a dude. And I was come close to tell you more about him, but I don't really want to say too much except for he's in a high-profile gang. He's active, validated, in a high-powered gang. He's a friend of mine. He's real careful who he hangs out with. I've been to his house a couple times. I'm sure he doesn't live in that town anymore. In fact, the last time I seen him, he went to the shoot for 7 years, Pelican Bay. He's got out since then. I haven't seen him since then. I seen him. He's like, what's up, Splinter? Damn, boy, you're looking good. What's up with you? I was like, yeah, I know, working, sober. He's like, let's roll. Want to roll with me? In the past, if I was using the mix, it'd have been an honor. I was like, heck yeah, let's roll, brother. An honor roll with the man. We'd go kick it. Definitely, for sure. He's a major player in the game. But since I'm clean, I was like, no, man, I can't. I'm good. So the people I hang out with. Dude, I was driving to the store probably like a year, maybe two ago. I was getting ready to leave, pull out. And a dude, one of my road dogs, he guys kick with tough. If some of you guys might judge me, think you're a dick, Splinter. But this is one of my main road dogs, and I could tell when I looked in the rearview mirror, the side mirror, objects in mirror, close and they appear. I could tell he was on drugs. Sorry to put that off on him, but I could just tell. I know this dude real good. And he's like, Splinter, he's seen me. But if I would have stopped, be like, what's up, bro? And he got in, hey, I seen you for a while, man. Who knows, dude? Who knows? So I just kept on going, punched it. Can't kick it with him, dude. Not when my sobriety's at stake. In out sobriety, I smoke weed and I'm on methadone. Okay, I'm no angel. But, homeboy, I'm not on the deep end like him, and I can't get close to it. You lay down with dogs and you get fleas. And I felt bad, but I had to split on him, man. Hope he understands if you're watching this. My bad, homeboy. Be that as it may. Romped out Playboy. Woods go-to for movies. You know, movies the Woods like the documentaries, Gangland. I was in Arizona prison when the Gangland documentary came out, Aryan Brotherhood. Dude, you couldn't fit another person in my cell. All the Woods were in there watching TV. You could hear a pin drop. Dude, just the Hulk Hogan era. What, brother? What do you say? Turn it up. Because, bro, we're hungry for information on our big homies just like anybody else is. So the Gangland, even the one on Peni is pretty badass. They took that one down. It's kind of hard to find. Bro, Gangland doesn't have that one anymore for some reason. But yeah, the documentaries, man. He also said, romped out Playboy, what are my top 5 favorite movies? So I'd say my top 5 are Aviator. Kind of funny how I like watch that movie. I was working out town, building a big 5. I didn't take enough black with me. I got real sick halfway through the week. I had to stay in the motel room while my coworkers were out working. No, they had the flu. And one of the movies I watched, laying in bed while they were working, just about 100 yards away, to building a big 5, was Aviator. And Glorious Bastards, I love. My favorite horror movie of all time is Amusement. If you love horror movies, you gotta see Amusement. I also love Hostile and that movie VHS. Because I love like the found footage. So that's my top 5 on the movies. Just in time. What's the saddest thing you ever saw in jail? Man, so I know I kind of spoke on this before. I don't want to be a repeat offender when it comes to the stories go. But bro, saddest thing would have to happen to Silver, man. And homeboy Tom. Homeboy Tom from SGV. Shout to him. Good dude, man. He's my celly Wasco D1. I seen him over in Wasco D4. And then I seen him at Corcoran 3B. Good dude from SGV. Love that dude, man. Solid wood. Every morning at Corcoran, we'd get up and do 105 pump push-ups just to get started. So 500 push-ups right off the bat. Dude, he just did 10 years. He's driving his old lady. He's nursing a bottle of some Kessler. He sees one of his homeboys at the park. He's like, oh, drop me off. I want to see my homeboy. I seen him for a long time. What's up, bro? So he's like, I don't think you should. Drop me off. He thinks he's going to see his homeboy. They're going to kick it, talk for a couple minutes. They finish that Kessler. He blacks out, beats up 2 cops, wakes up in a holding tank. And they're like, you just beat up a bunch of cops. It's like, no, you can't tell me that. I'm a 2-striker. They try to give him life. He ended up with 25 years. Something you don't even remember. And he just got out from doing 10, 15, 12. I can't remember. Went on the streets long. He's like, dude, I wish I never got out of that car, man. That's sad. And the homeboy Silver, I know I've talked about this before, the one that caught that battery at Wasco. He was doing a 5-month violation, turned it into a life sentence. I was thinking how sad for Silver. But no, let's flip it around. How sad for Silver's victim. This dude shows up to Wasco reception, C1, just doing a little violation. He's going to be home in 4 months, 5 months maybe. He gets in there, he sees people staring at him. He's like, what are they staring at me for? They say, hey, come up here, come up here. The C buildings are top tier. He walks up, like, what's going on? And someone just cracks him. He falls down, they start stomping on him. He never gets up, it's done. He did nothing wrong. That's sad, bro. It's mistaken identity just because they were drunk. They're badasses. They wanted blood. That's what it was. They were drunk. They got blood hungry. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But sad for both of them. It's sad for the dude that was doing 5 months and I was doing life. Sad for the dude who did nothing wrong and he got murked on the spot for nothing. Jeremy Petro. Hey, when in your career of being locked up did you say I'm done? I'll tell you when I knew I was done. I was tapping out, homeboy. I didn't want no more. I discharged a P number and an F number. I'm on the streets. I kind of had a breeze discharging the end of the F number. I did some violations on it. But when I got out of D1, they changed the parole. They took me off parole and put me on like a probation. There wasn't a drug test. There was like very little supervision. I was able to ease off that and discharge. If it was the old school parole, I would have struggled getting off. So I discharged a P number. I discharged an F number. I got no parole, no holds, no wants, no warrants. But I'm strung out. And I'm kicking up dust. I'm still in the mix. And one of my homeboys gets a hold of me. I'm at his apartments. He's over here in this apartment. I'm over in this one. Comes over. He's like, dude, let's clip this fool. Do a strong arm robbery. Let's clip this fool. And I was like, all right, let's go do it. He's like, over here. So I walked in. And this dude I couldn't stand. He was a mama's boy. He had nice clothes and jewelry. He had like money in his pocket and stuff. But it wasn't stuff he hustled for. It wasn't stuff he earned. It wasn't even like a chunk of his lottery money. It was his mom would just break him off on the daily. Just mama's boy, like an allowance. But and that would be fine if he said I'm a rich mama's boy. It's my allowance. We threw it out there like, yeah, big baller doing this and that. He was in a band. He was recording like a record in the studio, but not because he was in a good band and good music, because he could afford the studio time. This is what I recorded this week in the studio, and it was trash. He always had drugs, but he's selfish with them, and just couldn't stand a fool. His mom had brought him $400, and he was nodding out. He was falling down and sitting on the bar stool at homeboy's pad, or this chick's pad, this apartment, this drug house, trap house. He's sitting there. Homeboy came, got minutes to get him. Strong arm robbery. I know for a fact he has 400 in his pocket. Just knock him out. We'll do whatever we have to do. Just whatever we have to do to get that money out of his pocket. And I just thought about long and hard. And I was like, man, I just have a strong feeling that he's going to call his mom, get more money. His mom's going to, why what happened to you? He's going to have a bruise. I know he wrecked his car earlier, and I feel like he could blame that on us. Oh, they stole my car, too. Or I just felt bad about it. I just felt like I was going to get in some serious trouble, man. And I was going to really get caught up and get broke off some ears that Kern County was trying to give me. Bro, I fought 2 different cases. They tried to put strikes on me. I got no strikes. And I felt like this was a strike case, and they're going to get me. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. And just a couple months later, 3 or 4 months later, I quit heroin for good. And bro, so that's really what woke me up, man. Going to do a major case when I had no wants, holds, or warrants. Do you know one look at me? I'm not going to open the door like that. So be that as it may, man. Volkswagen, or is it Volkswagen? If you could join any white prison gang, what would it be? NLR, man. NLR. I always thought NLR was cool. They closed their books when I started doing prison time. Right when I started doing prison time, you just couldn't even be a lowrider no more because the brand closed their books. But I remember some dudes I was driving around, some lowriders. And they're like, slipping a slide, not so riding. And they even scribbled NLR on my car, which I thought that was kind of cool. And I didn't care. And later, another lowrider got in, saw it. What's this here for? I didn't say, oh, the other guy did. I was like, I don't know. And then one of the guys I was driving around with and saying, slipping and sliding, I saw him in county jail. And I was like, oh, I'm law school reception. And we're in mainline, H5. I was like, oh, dude, you're a lowrider, not validated. I'm not a lowrider. I was like, oh, when we're driving in my car and you're yelling NLR out the window and saying slipping and sliding, aren't you the one that put NLR on my dash? He does wait, man. So, yeah, man, because there were so many lowriders in Bakersfield back in the day in Oildale. More lowriders than gas stations. And so when I first started doing time, the big homies, they were all lowriders. They were the one kicking out dust. That's what I wanted action at. But it was possible. Books are closed. So, I think that's about it, man. I'm going to have to cut the string and let it fly. I'm just about out of time. Willie Gonzalez had a very good question. He's going to go do his first term. I'll answer you directly or I'll make a video. He said, hey, got any advice for people who go do time for the first time? Don't do drugs. Pick a road dog. Work out. And stay out the way, homeboy. And just don't raise your hand. But if they ask you to do something, do it. And, of course, be there for a riot. I'll elaborate on the video. Cut the string and let it fly. Peace.